Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are brand new, welcome to my channel. So this week I wanted to do an encouraging video for all of my ladies that are still in the wait. And I think this video, even though it will be about infertility and waiting for your miracle baby, I do believe that regardless of what season we find ourselves in, whatever it is we're waiting for, I think that this video will be able to encourage you no matter where you find yourself. I hope it will, at least. And so I just wanted to kind of use a little bit of my experiences as I waited for my breakthrough, and I wanted to use some of those experiences and some of the things that have helped me, and I wanted to use that to encourage you guys regardless of where you find yourself and whatever season you're in, whatever it is you're waiting for. I hope that this video is able to shed a little bit of light and positivity and encouragement on you guys this morning, today, this afternoon, whenever it is you're watching this video. Yeah, so let's just get right into the video. So as you guys may know, I am currently 10 weeks pregnant with our miracle IVF baby, and so I had to say that because I wanted to let you guys know that I know how difficult it is when you are in the wait for something. So I've been married for 10 years, and we have been waiting for 10 years for our breakthrough. And I think the one thing that helped me the most, even in my darkest and saddest moments, was knowing that everything only lasts for a season. So we may not know how long that season will last, but we know that the season will end soon and a new season will come. So that's what helped me the most, I think, when I was waiting and when I was watching everyone kind of like pass me by, and I felt like I was kind of at a standstill, and I was watching everyone else get pregnant and get pregnant again and again. And I think that's what helped me the most, is knowing that this will only last for a season. And so I have to just remain diligent, and I have to remain steadfast in knowing that whatever it is that I'm believing for and waiting for, it will happen. It may not come the way I expected it to come. It may not happen the way I thought it would, but it will happen. And so that's what helps me the most, is knowing that everything only lasts for a season. And so for me, my season was almost 10 years, but we never know how long a season will last. It's just like a season. If you live in Michigan, winter seems to last forever, but you know deep down inside the spring will come and summer will come. And so I think that's the main thing that helped me when I was in my waiting season, is knowing that that season will not last forever. And so it's so difficult when you are experiencing infertility, and I think that the only people who will understand how difficult it is are those who have experienced it. And regardless of what it is you're waiting for, I think that when you are in a waiting season, it almost feels isolating, because it seems like everyone else around you is getting what the thing that you're waiting for. So if you're waiting for a husband, then you can guarantee that all your close friends are going to be sending you a wedding invitation. So that's kind of how it feels to me. That it feels like everyone else kind of gets what it is that you're waiting for, and you're just still stuck waiting and hoping and believing and praying. And I think, just knowing that that time will not last forever is what is going to help you get through that season of waiting. And so that's the first thing. And I think a big thing is also knowing that life is not going to go according to your plan. So we all plan to grow up and get married and have kids. Well, most of us do. And so a lot of times we say, oh, I can't wait until, I become a mother. I can't wait to have kids. And we don't plan for infertility or IVF. We don't plan for delays in our life. And I believe that that's just the way it is, because we can't see in the future. Because if we could see when we are like, 12 and 13, and we're like, oh, I can't wait to get married and have kids, and then we see a flash of our future and it's like doing IVF or having a surrogate, it would be like, hold on, like, wait a minute. And I think that's a good thing. Like, I don't think I would have wanted to see all of this ahead of time, because I think we go through things so that we can have grace, and so that we can, because if we were to see it ahead of time, we would already count ourselves out. oh, I gotta do IVF. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. And so, but once we're in that season and we're going through things, that's kind of where grace takes in, and we're like, okay, I think I can do this. And so I don't know, I hope that makes sense. But so that's the big thing, is life doesn't always go according to plan, and I think we have to accept, you know, the path that life kind of puts us on, and figure out the best way to get to where it is we're going. And so I shared a quote on social media this week that goes along with that, and it pretty much says, we must let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us. And I just think that is so true for anything, for any plan that we think we have for our life. We have to almost let that go and say, okay, I'm open. I'm open-minded. What is it that I need to do? Where is this path taking me? And so for me, I'll use me as an example. My plan was to get married and have kids. Okay, I'm gonna have all my kids by the time I'm like 27 or whatever, and I'm gonna be done. And obviously that plan didn't quite work out. And so I had to let go of that plan, and I had to accept whatever it was that was coming to me, which was fertility treatment, so IUIs, and then those failed. So okay, that plan didn't work. What's the next plan? Okay, IVF. The first IVF cycle didn't work. Okay, so what's the next plan? And I think that's how life kind of does us. Like, we have all these plans and we try these different things, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And so we have to figure out, okay, that didn't work, so how am I going to proceed? How am I going to move forward in this and still make it to my final destination? And so that's another big thing that helped me, is knowing that life doesn't go as planned, and that's okay. So figure out what it is you're supposed to do to get to where it is you're trying to go. And for many people, the plan that we have for our lives doesn't include, you know, surrogacy or adoption or IVF, but we have to remain open-minded to those things, because we just never know where life is going to take us or how we will finally get to our destination. And so I think that is another thing that really helped me on my journey, is not being so stuck on what my plan was, and this is how I plan my life and this is how things should go. Well, it didn't go that way. So rather than me just kind of like shriveling up and saying, oh my God, woe is me, why does everything have to be so hard? I had to say, okay, well, that plan didn't work, so what's next? And so I think that's a big thing. It's just being open-minded and being open to whatever path that life kind of puts us on and tells us to figure out. So I think that's another thing that really helped me a lot when I was in my weight, and when I was kind of feeling down and feeling like things weren't fair. So a lot of times I do believe that we go through things for other people. So for me to have gone through the IUIs and the failed IVF cycle, the ERA test, all of these different things, all the other different tests that I've had over the years, people are able to ask me questions about that, and I'm able to answer the questions because I've gone through that. And so a lot of times we go through things to show other people that it can be done. And if I had never gone through IUIs or IVF cycle or the ERA test or whatever it is, that I've gone through on my journey, then I wouldn't be able to sit here and encourage you that are going through the same thing, or I wouldn't be able to answer questions or show other people like, yeah, it was hard, but I did it. It was difficult and it was disappointing or whatever the case may be, but I still came through it. And so I think that that's a big thing as well. Like, sometimes we're going through things for other people and not just ourselves. And so just to remain diligent in that, and to just continue to be positive and to move forward. And if you have a moment where you're like falling apart and you're crying and you're disappointed and you're sad, that's okay. Like, do that, but don't stay there. Like, have your moments. If you need a day or two, a couple of days, that's fine. And that's how I was after my first IVF cycle failed. I was just literally devastated. Like, I just knew in my mind that my IVF cycle was gonna work. So when it didn't work, I was devastated. I felt like the world had just like fell down on me, and that life was just like, what is life? Like, everything I've tried has not worked. What am I doing wrong? why is this happening to me? Here I am trying to encourage other people, and I'm sitting here needing encouragement. And so, you know, I went through that whole, you know, disappointment, and it seems like one day I just woke up and I was like, you know what, okay, I'm ready to move forward again. And that's when we started the second IVF cycle, just, you know, a few months later. And so I think a lot of times we do go through things for other people, to show other people that they can do it. And so, I don't know, I think that's really the big thing that has helped me a lot too when I'm going through things. It's like the ERA test was the worst thing ever. It was so painful and so expensive, but it was one of those things that was like, okay, this is part of the plan. And once we get to where it is we're trying to go, it's so easy to look back on the whole journey and things begin to make sense. When you're in your season and you're kind of like trying to figure things out, nothing makes sense. Everything just feels like another disappointment or another delay. But once you get to where you're going, like even now, I can look back on my 10-year journey and I can think of specific instances where I'm like, wow, that makes sense now. It all makes sense. It makes sense why I had to have that test. It makes sense why that IUI failed. It makes sense why that IVF failed. And I do believe that everything is in perfect timing. And I know a lot of you guys that watch my videos are not Christians, and it's fine. We all, you know, have our own opinion. We all are able to believe in whatever it is we want to believe in. But I do believe we need to believe in something. But for me, I believe as a Christian, all those things work together for my good. And so when I look back on all these different instances and all these tests and all these failures, and I won't even call them failures because I believe that everything was a part of my story to get me to this point. So when I look back on all of those things that didn't make sense while I was in that season, it all makes sense now. It makes sense that my IUIs failed. It makes sense that my IVF failed because my first IVF could have been successful, and then I could have been about to have my baby and I would have went on about my business and I would have still been doing my YouTube videos. But I do believe, like I said, that timing is everything, and I believe that I was supposed to get pregnant exactly when I did, and my baby is supposed to be due exactly when the baby is due in January, because it all worked out the way it was supposed to within the timing. And so I think timing is a big thing. A lot of times we want things right now. I want my baby now. I want to get pregnant now. I want my husband now. I want whatever now. But it's all about timing, and we have to grow through what we go through. I know you guys have heard that before, but we have to go through these things in order to learn something from them. And so now where I am at this point in my life, I'm able to use all of those different instances and all of those different disappointments, and they have made me and shaped me into who I am right now, and they have made me into the person I am now, into the person that can encourage other people. Because if I would have had my baby, you know, like first year of marriage, then, you know, I wouldn't have had any trials or tribulations. I mean, of course, I would have probably had different types of trials and tribulations with that, but I wouldn't be able to sit here and encourage someone else that's in the wait for something. And so I do believe that all of those things do shape us and mold us into people that are going to be more appreciative and that are going to, you know, have more perseverance. And so I am grateful for my journey, and yes, I wish it wouldn't have taken 10 years, but I'm very grateful for my journey and everything that I've gone through, because it's all been worth it just to be at this point in my life right now, just to be able to sit here and encourage someone else who may be feeling down or, you know, frustrated or just like, I want to quit. And so I guess the only thing I want to leave you guys with today is don't quit. Don't quit. Don't stop. If your plan doesn't work, if the path you thought was going to take you to your destination didn't take you to your destination, then find another path. Do something different, you know, and always be mindful and, you know, make the decisions that are best for you. And if you are a Christian, always pray about it or always seek some type of, you know, advice or whatever. But if the path didn't take you to where you thought it was going to take you, then find a different path. If the natural conception didn't happened, then find something else. If you didn't find your husband at church, then go somewhere else and try to find him, you know. So whatever path it is that you're on now, if it doesn't work out the way that you thought it would, then find another path. So I think that's really it. I hope that this video was able to help someone, encourage someone, show someone that no matter where you are in your season, the seasons don't last forever, and that you will get to the destination. It may just, you know, it may just take a little bit longer, or it may come on a different path than what you expected it. But don't quit, don't give up. I hope that you guys were able to find some type of encouragement from this video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this video helped you decide to not quit, to keep going, to persevere, and to make it to whatever it is you're trying to make it to. And I promise when you get there, it will be so worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of the other videos that I will be posting, and any of the other updates I will be posting as it relates to my journey. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will be back next time with another video. Bye.